I was living out here the last like 7 months, and we made a pretty killer edit, which will come out soon, of just everything I kind of found out here for moto. But got to get back to work out in California.
What was the drainage like? Because I know that was one of your recent
That
things.
thing went big. Huh?
And
Like
Jamie O'Brien kind of hits this drain, and then
it was like the U down guys from back in the day, and then Poopies went down it, and then Jamie and Scummy Diener, and then they brought me out to check it out, and they were sliding down it, and I'm like, yeah, when this thing's dry, I'm definitely jumping down it. You have to. It looks so fun. So brought a ramp, and I had a poppy ramp at first, like a steep one, and I was hitting it pretty much as hard as I could. But I'm like, I got to bring back a more mellow one so I can just launch and go further. So we scooted it back for like 60 feet. I think it was like third gear, and I was getting used to it. And then the one time I hit it, I think I was like, I don't know, I've spaced it or something. I wasn't thinking, and I fucking gave it a little bit extra throttle, and I launched so fucking far down that thing. I landed toward like 10 feet from the bottom. And then that clip went crazy viral on Instagram. It's like 82 million views or something right now. But
82 million. Wow.
It's weird how that shit works, huh? It's like, I think if people start commenting and getting or liking it or whatever, Instagram promotes it because it's doing good or something. So it gets all this traction or whatever. But yeah.
So it'll be the opposite of this.
Like it and fucking nah.
No, but that's insane too, because all the surfers, all these people who will probably see this, they've seen Jamie go down that, and then when you showed up, you just launched the thing, and
thing is fucking huge in person.
Yeah.
And it's steep. I remember jumping or just riding down it, which was kind of whatever, just rolling down it. But I got to the bottom and I was looking up at it, and it looked like a fucking roller coaster. And I'm like, dude, if I go up this thing and I start spinning out, or like I bog out or something, like, I'm like, dude, you're gonna slide down this thing on your ass and like probably lose fucking all your skin down that thing. It's pretty gnarly.
So what's on the agenda?
X Games in like just over 2 months, like 10 weeks.
Okay.
Ventura. I won the last 3 in a row, so I'm going for the 4-peat. Kind of just got to get ready for that.
What are you gonna be training?
Yeah, I have to, because it's a high air contest. So if I cut like 20 pounds, I can go an extra couple feet.
So this is something we've talked about too, because I was telling him that the electric bike is going to be the one, and I noticed that I've seen you on these new
stars. He's always like knows what's up and shit.
Well, I was
just saying, street tires on your distance. He'll call me like I'll be in Reno or whatever. Randomly, he'll just call me. Hey, I was thinking you should run street tires on your distance because the knobbies have like this. The air is gonna hit it like it's less aerodynamic, and he's like, I'm like, yeah, he's fucking totally right, dude. It's pretty rad.
Yeah, because I think about it, but then it's like he's actually doing it, but yeah.
He's been there though, and he knows what's up, so it's fucking rad. Anyway, and then he's like giving me ideas on spots and things to jump and stuff. But
tell him he needs to hit the big square handrail like the people like up the Danny Way at the mega ramp. How it's all big and square, so you can lock on and do a bike slide or whatever.
Slide. Yeah, but the electric bike. So
yeah,
the thing's got 80 horsepower, which 450 has 55, 56. So you're talking 1/3 more horsepower, which is stupid. But you can set it however you want. So there's a phone with an app, and you just go to the app and you can start at 10 horsepower if you're gonna like put your chick on the bike. It's pretty slow. Then you can go 11, 12, 13, 14. You can set it 25, 32, 33, whatever the fuck you want, all the way up to 80. So I'll be setting it at like 50, training at that, putting it 60, 70.
Are you gonna ride it in the quarter pipe?
I think so. I mean, as far as I know, the thing is fucking so much better than the gas bike on that.
Because another thing is you don't have to shift, and so you're not coming up to going first, second, or just starting in second, running out of gear.
Yep.
It's like,
because we always hit it in second gear, full throttle on a 450, and you do kind of tap out. So it's like it signs off. And you're not going to shift to third because you can only come in so fast before you explode from the G-force. So the 80 horsepower with no gears, you just I posted a video of Metzger ripping down the street. I put him at 80. He just rode it for the first time. He's cracking up, dying laughing, because you don't have to go first, second, third, fourth, fifth like as fast as I can say. That's pretty much how quick you can go through gears. that thing's just fifth, and you're fucking out, dude.
Yeah.
As fast as you can go with the tire spinning the whole way, it's unbelievable.
It's like Tesla quick.
Yeah, it's like if you ever rode a street bike. I've never driven a Tesla, but a street bike has so much fucking horsepower. They're so fast, but you have to go first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And then on that bike, you don't. So it's like, it will beat a street bike.
Right.
If you can keep it from
It's like those slot cars when you...
Exactly.
You know,
just like an RC car. Yeah, like an RC car. It's stupid. It's fun as hell to ride.
All right, so that's on the agenda. We're going for the 4-peated X Games.
Yep, and then that Raha Fest thing I'm doing at my property should be pretty fun.
Raha Fest is going to be popping off.
We're having 110 races, 110 best trick, BMX best trick, amateur freestyle. So all the amateurs that want to make a name for themselves come out and practice like weeks prior. I'll let them all come out and practice so everyone's safe. But then compete, whoever wins, there'll be some bonus for them. And then pro demo. So we'll have like everyone, all the big name dudes will come out and ride just to kind of show what we're doing. It's like a demo. And then at the end of the night, I want to break the quarter pipe higher record on the biggest ramp in the world. It's my goal.
And how tall is your ramp out there?
So X Games is an 18-foot tall ramp with like a 24-foot tall landing. And my takeoff is 30 foot. So 30-foot takeoff with a 35-foot tall landing. And I'm try to go 70 feet out of it.
And you've seen the Danny Way stuff where he puts so you can't hang up, right?
Yeah, we put a little bit of a curve on it.
No, but like you put the landing so it's up at like 50 feet, and then you got the ramp at 30 feet, so you can sky it. Yeah, so you can go up and then have a little bit of room for mistake.
Yep.
That's
kind of all I got until I get past those things. I mean, I'll be posting YouTube stuff, but until I get past X Games, and I got a show in Australia in June, and another show in Oregon. They're pretty big, so definitely gonna go do those. That's about it. What about you, man?
Nothing. I'm just thankful that you came by and we get to hear from you. And I'm stoked to see you in Hawaii because I like it when he's here. He always cruises around on his BMX bike. Anything you want to say about BMX? Because he's also a really avid, great BMXer. And what's the transit like? What is that? How does that translate? Because the one person that was a BMXer that I remember was McGrath. And he really changed in Supercross because he had such good bike control. He was the first person I remember really going low. Yeah. And so he was staying on the ground the whole time and sucking stuff up, where I never really saw that before. But I guess you're in freestyle, and how does that translate?
I grew up racing BMX too because my dad said the same thing. He said, Jeremy McGrath raced BMX, and I think that just teaches you like how to sprint. First of all, McGrath would always like, whether he got the whole shot or not, he would sprint the first 3-4 laps and get a big lead, and then he would just chill. So I think he maybe got that. I'm more like, I raced moto my whole life growing up, but then I'm doing, I did freestyle BMX with all the tricks, street parts and shit. And I think that's kind of like where I'm like, I could do all this on a dirt bike, and no one really had yet. And when I got into real moto, it's like, what can I do that's different? And like, I seen a few people dabbling into it, but I was like, I'm going out and jumping off a bridge, wall riding my shop, like jumping down streets, like just
the ramp van.
Yeah, the ramp van. Bought that off of my friend James Ham. Anyway, so it's like Ryan Johnson technically. They built that back in the day for Monster Garage or something. But anyways, it's like trying to do stuff differently that no one had really done. Because when you look at real moto, you're like, okay, this dude's gonna be riding all dirt. This guy's going to be riding all dirt. This guy's going to be up in Canada riding all dirt. And it's like, what can I do to stand out? And it was like, yeah, dude, what would I do on my BMX, but with suspension and a fucking motor?
That's another thing. That's another record you have, I believe, is the dirt-to-dirt backflip.
The dirt-to-dirt, yeah, fuck, see? Okay, and so in Narnia, I did a 190-foot dirt-to-dirt backflip. It was fourth gear, pretty much wide open. And the only other two people to do it was Todd Potter and Wes Agee. And we're just basically saying I tied it because I might have went a little further, I might have went a little less, I don't know. All I know is Wes Agee is like the king of flipping dirt, and Todd Potter's right there too. But yeah, that was pretty, like, that's like right there on the top of my accomplishments. It's like back flipping to 200 foot just about, so 190. some of that stuff before you do it, you're like, you pretty much have to be like, okay, I'm gonna go and pull back off this on my bars as hard as I can. I'm going 70 miles an hour, and I'm completely okay if I die or I'm in the ER in like an hour from right now. And you're like, fuck it, go. Like that shit's so brutal, convincing yourself. I mean, with you guys, you're like, this wave's gonna be fucking badass. I'm going for it. It's like quick. I don't know, because I don't do it, but when it's a dirt bike jump, you're like, you have all the time. You're like, I could do it tomorrow. I could do it. You just have to fucking convince yourself, and I don't know.
But what some people might not understand too is when you hit a ramp, and most of the ramps that you see like people do flips on would be about in the 70-foot range. Is that correct?
Like your standard jump, 75.
Yeah, 75. And what happens, like, it's the ramp doesn't move, it never changes. It's perfect traction, perfect texture. It's like basically a wave pool in a sense. And so when we're talking dirt to dirt, that's just a jump out in the mountains where there's a line off a lip and then there's a big dirt landing. And so in the meanwhile, like every time you hit it, the rut changes, it deteriorates, everything's constantly changing, rocks go into the little rut and everything. So saying, you know, it would be one thing to do a 190-foot backflip on from ramp to landing, but when you're saying dirt to dirt, that's like as hardcore as you know, motocross jumping gets, is because
so I guess it'd be like surfing a big wave if it was fucking windy and choppy and shit a little bit, like compared to like a perfect one, right?
Well, yeah, in a sense, it's hard to compare those two because it's always windy and gnarly, like once you get out there and the ocean's that big.
Yeah.
But it's just the gnarliest thing you can really do because a ramp's definitely much more calculated and controlled. And so that's why I was comparing it to a wave pool. Is like, it's just perfect. It's not going to move. The ramp's not going to budge. Yeah. Where this, every time a tire chews through the dirt, it definitely, the lip changes. The dirt. So each time you hit it, it's always different. And so when you're saying dirt to dirt, it's like kind of the gnarliest accomplishment or the highest level of risk.
The gnarliest type of riding or for what you're doing. I would say that going that fast to me was just like, because it's like when you're going that fast, I always say it's like that fucking arcade game with the light going in a circle and you try to time it right on the light because you're going so quick. If you time it, pull before or after this time when you need to pull, you're basically screwed. And you're going 70 miles an hour and you're flying through the air 190 feet. So whether you're landing like on your bike or off your bike, if you hit the ground, you're screwed. And then once again, it's like no ambulances around. It's just a gnarly fucking thing to commit to. Just, you know, because you just have to be okay. The same with the step down. It's like you have to be okay with getting completely mangled and just hoping that you know what you're doing when you do it, you know?
And that's another thing too. Even landing on your bike is a big bonus because you have all the suspension, and then if you put a foot down or anything that hits the ground, whatever hits the ground first is definitely broken. And like in surfing.
But I grew up doing it. I've been doing it I'm 29 now, and I've been doing it since I was 3. So I've been doing this for 26 years, and like all this shit, we basically like ease into it. We've been doing it for so long, but there's always the gnarliest stuff is why it hasn't been done is because it's fucking super dangerous. But yeah, it's like we ease into all of it and shit, you know, try to.
Yeah, well, but it doesn't take any of the gnarliest away from it, so that's why it's an honor to have you here. And then
yeah, man, honor to be here.
Anything else?
I don't know, not really, man. What was I doing? I went and walked on the beach with my son. It's like 3 months old now. He's badass, so that's cool. I just, you're like, hey, stop by. I'm like, cool, we'll do.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah.
Stoked to see you guys this winter whenever the waves are going and watch the kids and Jetson and Lazer. Got a new edit I put them in.
Yeah, he always puts the kids. He always puts the kids in the edit. He always comes around, does cool stuff, and we all fan out because it's like the only guy who's down and come around and really make a presence. So, all right, well, we're out of here. Thank you for coming by. You're going to be mixed in with all these other surfers that I look up to and my
Sweet.
friends and
Dope. Anything you got going on is fucking rad.
and a lot of my friends, you know, people. Braden Diaz, we just talked to him yesterday, but he said he was supposed to be a pro motocrosser, but he ended up being a surfer instead. Still putting together Harleys though. So some people are gonna love it. Some people might not know who Colby is. But if you get bored, YouTube Colby Raha. There will be a shitload of videos that will be interesting. Your kids, adults.
Try to keep it kid friendly for the most part.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting and it's a new style, and so that's about that. Thank you.
Yep. Sweet.
Yep.
Nice, man.
Oh.
Worked out?
Yeah, that was just too good. Wow. Easy.
Sweet.